Good morning, this is Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they unfold live. Market doesn't open up here for about 45 minutes, but ARCI with some interesting pre-market activity. So potentially a pre-market trade. We'll see what happens with it, but I will keep you updated. If nothing does happen, I'll just see you back after the open. Market is open and ARCI never got that pullback, just pretty much leaving me in its dust. And I don't want to chase, but if it does want to pull back some, I would be interested, so I will keep an eye on it. Okay, I have an order at 775, represented by that green line, so let's see if it wants to pull back there. For just 1,000 shares, I'd like more than 1,000, but that would get my feet wet. Okay, so it's trying to work its way down there. But it just won't. How low did it actually go? 788. So at this point, I'm going to change that to 755. Or like I said, it's just going to leave me in its dust, but I don't want to chase. I will keep you updated. All right, looking for our entry point at 119.55. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Went down as low as right there, 119.55. So literally 2 cents away. So I'll put an order down at 118.55. Again, if you look right here, if you can see my cursor, shows the low of 119.57. I was at 119.55. So I won't even hide the fact that's a bummer. But let's see if it can continue on with the flush. Okay, there it's going again. Let's see if it can break down below 119. Nope, stopped again. So we need to go to 117.55 now. So 117.55. Now it makes me feel a little bit better. Didn't actually get that close. Okay, let's see if we can get 117.55. Again, just my opening 500 shares. Stopped at 56. Look at that. I kid you not, right there, 157 or 117.56. I was at 157.55. So apparently on this one, I'm going to need to get steamrolled at first if I want to get in. Meaning I'm going to have to drop into the red. There's just apparently no way around it. So we'll see. Okay, I am short, at 119.02. Looking for the break of 119. Obviously a very bearish setup here. So let's see if it can get down through 119 again or not. I will keep you updated if it looks like it's going to break down through 119. Okay, looking like I might be able to add some more here. So added some more at, let me first get my order out there. So 119.55. $121.45, or excuse me, not 45, 95. Let's try some up there, and then 122.45. So throwing out some more orders if it wants to work its way up. But again, the overall context here is definitely bearish. So let's see if this thing wants to roll back over. Again, 1,000 share average at 119.82. Let's do this for visualization's sake. This will represent where it needs to go for me to be in the green. And I'm looking to add some more up around 121.95. I might add some more here in the low 121s if this continues to kind of stumble around like it's been, but I'm not willing to quite do that yet. I want to see what kind of candle we get there. So I am going to go ahead and add some right there. So now my average is at 120.18. So let me move this up. So now basically if the price can get down to that green line there, I am in the green. So let me go ahead and pause this for the time being. All right, it's working its way down. Let's see if it can break down through 120.50. That's going to be the key break. Okay, so it broke and I have orders at, so I'm out there at 120.25. Out there I have 1,000 shares left. So all out there for $689. And I will walk you through the rest of the trade and what my plan was. Well, all right, well, just a mistake right there, and I'll explain that in a second. But because it didn't really act the way I wanted to see it act, I was preparing to put a stop loss right up around there, give or take, somewhere in there, generally speaking, because it reaches a point where it doesn't make sense to be adding anymore or anything like that. So I was getting ready to do that, and then as you saw when I pulled up the video, it got very jerky to the downside. So there was never really need to put in the stop loss, because then it was a matter of, well, good, I'm glad this is happening, because this is why you always want to double check things. But so that's where my stop loss would have been, and I was getting ready to put it in because, like I said, there does reach a point within the strategy where it no longer makes sense anymore to be adding or building any more position, and it had reached that point. So I was having to get ready to kind of put in my white flag point. And I've shown other videos, I don't remember, maybe I'll put a link down below, but I know for sure I have a live video where I had to wave the white flag and I ultimately took I think it was like $1,000 loss. And that was, I was getting ready to maybe have to do that again. But then it started to go in my favor, and the error I had was I had 2,000 shares, and I got out too fast. I just watching this. Is this thing going to keep breaking down? But anyways, I misclicked twice, and I say twice because I had a couple orders in there, 2 500s. So let's see, which ones did I? I'm not sure. I can't remember which ones, but I had 2 predetermined levels that got out. But then I meant to click buy because I was short one more time, and that way I would have still had 500 shares, so I could be riding this move down. But I accidentally clicked it twice, and I took myself totally out of the trade. So that was the mistake on that one. Was I should still technically have 500 shares, but like I said, just a logistical error. And if you watch any of my past videos, you know that I've made plenty of clicking mistakes before. And it's kind of difficult to trade when you try to explain, but that is not an excuse because nobody's forcing me to do these videos. But that is, what played out. And like I said, I'm kind of glad this is happening because you can see that you always want to double check your orders and make sure that you don't totally take yourself out of the trade when you don't mean to, like I did, because it is costing me some profits here. I should be out, or I should still be in, I should say, 500 shares. And I'd probably be getting out here if it crossed back above 120. So kind of like an imaginary paper trade here. But yeah, what was that? Let's see, what time is it? 9:47. The trade started at 9:36. I got out at 9:44. So about 8 minutes, 8-minute trade for $689. I will take it. But that is kind of the status of things of And like I said, when I got the video rolling again, you saw things were moving fast. Things were starting to break in my favor. But I was going to be very soon getting the video rolling again and explaining the stop loss and, kind of putting in my white flag point. But then, like I said, things went in my favor. And then I made the error of getting out too soon. So hopefully all that made sense. But moral of the story is I was getting ready to put in the stop loss because, like I said, as far as the strategy is concerned, it was reaching the point where it no longer would make sense anymore to add. And then on top of that, the other key was I should have still been in and captured more of that downside move. I'd definitely be out now seeing this price action, but I should have been in and gotten a much better exit point on the final 500 shares. But I clicked a little bit too fast. But all in all, I am happy with it. Wow. And now we're over 10 minutes. So I'll just end this video. And I realize only one trade, but a good solid trade and lots of learning lessons from it. So if you are interested though in, let me take this back. Can you tell? I'll be honest. I'm kind of frustrated right now. I wanted those 500 shares because that would have been worth a whole lot more. Maybe even put me over 1,000 on the day. Maybe. But that might be a lie. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. That is the easiest way to communicate to me that, hey, Clay, I enjoy these. Please keep making these. Please keep spending your time. Please keep screwing up for our entertainment's sake. And yeah, if the interest remains strong, then I will gladly continue to do these videos. If you're interested in trading alongside me and other traders, and let me just point out. So right here, or why don't I just do this? Why don't I just bring over the chat room in and of itself? So let's see, there was the alert. So plenty of people could have taken advantage of this opportunity. It's not like it was me just getting in and then alerting people or anything like that. Everybody, I made the alert. You can see here around one of my first alert, basically right when the market opened. So I mean, the alert was made before I ever got in. So it's not one of those situations like a lot of chat rooms where the moderators, quote unquote, get into a stock and then alert it to everybody else. And then everybody else pushes the price up and they sell for a nice little profit and go on their merry way. Nothing like that. This was alerted well ahead of time. And then finally, if you want to learn how to trade with charts, or I don't know if I brought that up or not, but if you want to join that chat room, just go to claytrader.com. That is called the Inner Circle. And then finally, if you want to trade with charts, learn how to build strategies that fit into your personal risk tolerance, again, claytrader.com. I offer an online training program on that. So all in all, I realize I'm blabbing right now, but I think that's just my frustration. That could have maybe had over $1,000 morning here, but it is what it is. So if anything, if you take anything away from this at all, just always remember to double check your orders. Thank you for watching. I'll see you back next week. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.